called but not chosen. Many are called. But before now, none was chosen. None was chosen. You were called. I will explain to you. Your being born here on earth is a calling. Please, I want you to be aware. Your being born here on earth is a calling. You are not just here by chance. It's a calling. Just like the first coming, the coming of Jesus Christ, Jesus said, before Abraham, I was. That means he was existing before, along with eternity. He came in human flesh. He was not understood. Then they went back and started expecting him to come back again. Before Abraham, I was. So also you are called by God Almighty for being here in the physical world. Is a calling. A very perfect calling, undisputable. But you are not choosing. And the reason why you are not choosing is for nothing, but you refuse to go to the school of God here on earth. You become disobedient. You refuse to wait upon the Spirit of truth. You begin to look for the spirit of men. You refuse to be nurtured and tutored by nature. You follow the teachings of men. But all of these things is a diversion of attention. In God we trust. Trusting upon the Lord, allowing yourself to be used, submitting your will to the will of God makes the difference. Makes the difference. Then when God is allowed to be God in your life, you'll be so shocked. The resultants of your performance, your achievements, the height. Why do you labor? When you are making efforts, human efforts betrays divine presence. We continue taking it gradual by gradual. Just know, human effort betrays divine presence. He ruins it. Because it is his will to take charge of you, because he is the one that called you here on earth. But impatience, greed, nurture, suggestions, society, social media, classroom education reprogrammed you, and you start fighting yourself. And as you are fighting yourself, you are fighting God at the same time. I want us to go to the lesson and conversation I had with heavens. I didn't see a presence, but they spoke to me through impression. They spoke to me through a voice from the background. They spoke to me in the spiritual world through what was happening, the process I was in, and they were telling me, this is the way and the reason we take you through this work. I was not seeing someone or a being, but I was getting lessons based on happenings. That was on 27th October this month, 27th October 2025. And God was telling me the reason why he gave men free will. Free will, not a fixed will. There are two wills, free will and fixed will. According to the lesson I had in the spiritual world, free will. Now the reason why he gave men free will, not fixed will, is so that a man will be accountable and responsible for his actions in life. To be responsible and accountable for his actions in life. That free will is a tool of accountability. Is a tool of accountability. That a man can be promoted or demoted, can promote himself or demote himself by the choices he makes here on earth. You can promote yourself or demote yourself by choices you make here on earth. That it is a tool of accountability. And the reason why he did not give a man fixed will, like tree, like animals, like birds, and so many other creation, is that whosoever is able to align his will to the will of God will have dominion and control over all creations. Whosoever is able to control his will and make a right choice and be making right choice, writing all his choices according to the perfect will of God, would have dominion over all creation, control. But whosoever refuse to will his will to the will of God will be controlled and tormented by creation, by circumstances. So it's a journey, and they call it will. Tool of accountability. That he would have been running around, chasing men, looking for he who got it right and he who got it wrong. But as of now, because the truth, the will, a man is made free and given a free will, that when you start doing bad or living according to your own selfish will, your demotion is done immediately. Then you continue decreasing from that point. And he whosoever make a right choice, that point you start making a right choice, you continue increasing and being promoted. So we, with the invisible power, or so to say, we by ourselves become our own teacher based on decisions we make in life and our choices, and according to our will, then we become our own examiner. Who mark yourself bad or mark yourself good? That everything in life is dependent upon the choice we have made in life. That's when, by myself, I now remember what transpired between Cain and Abel in the book of Genesis, chapter 4, verse 6. Cain was complaining that his sacrifice was not accepted by God. And God asked him, to that extent of getting angry and planning to kill your brother, that if you have gotten life right, there wouldn't have been a problem. But because you got it wrong, you didn't do what you were supposed to do, then that is why you were not accepted. And you should be careful, because this rejection, demotion you have given to yourself by your wrong choice, will lead to you trying to kill yourself. and kill your brother because you were not accepted. If you had gotten life right, there wouldn't have been a problem. So that is the reason so many people fail in life, because upon their failure, because they lack these mysteries and understanding, upon their failure, they become defensive and offensive. I want you to note that. Become defensive and offensive. They don't want to correct their errors. They defend their errors and get offended when their errors is being discussed. They become defensive and offensive. When Jesus was asking Peter, Son of God, Simon Peter, do you love me? Do you love me? Do you love me? How many times? 3 times. Simon Peter got provoked. He became defensive and offensive. He said, Lord, don't you know I love you? Why do you ask me too many questions? Now God was telling him, Jesus was telling him, I know that when one is old, when one is young, he walks by himself. And when you are old, you are being led by someone else. Now, the old and the new, what does that tell you? Now I am present. A point is going to come. You are going to be my representative here on earth as a disciple. But at that time, you are going to fail. And that is the reason I'm asking you, will you stand still till the end of the time? Now, you'll find out that we, or should I say, I am to say, nobody can represent God here on earth unless you will your will to the will of God. And when your will is being willed to the will of God, submitted to the will of God, allow God to rule and take over you in thought, words, and action, okay, you become a full representative of his essence here in the physical world. We are taking it this way because many people do not know what is blocking them from succeeding. You can't eat your cake and have it. God further to let me know on that 27th that he does not hate any man or love any man more than that very man love and hate himself. Please note this. It's a school we had firsthand from heaven. I didn't say I read, I googled, I meditated. No. It's a lesson that he does not hate any man or love any man more than that very man love or hate himself or herself. So, when you begin to hate other people, you have already started hating yourself, unknown to you. But because people do not understand these mysteries, they think it is easy and cheap to hate people. They think it is easy and cheap to hate people. But that is the most expensive thing and the most expensive betrayal you can ever do to yourself and to generation you find yourself. So, immediately hatred begins towards your fellow human being. You are seeing a mirror reflecting direct to you. And God is saying, as soon as you understand yourself and love yourself and master your will, in alignment with the will of God, the first thing you start with in existence is to know that the manifestation of God's nature in you is to love your neighbor as you love yourself. Then, when that love is established and followed, you don't need any other thing. Naturally, you are promoted by being in the will of advancements of human society and being in the will of God. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. So that is a mystery. So the question is that God is a constant and made every other creation a constant and allow us to our will to make choices and judge ourselves, by our action, and by choices. So if men have understood this, you should have known that the first point of advancement and increase and promotion is what? To love yourself. How do you love yourself? You love yourself by willing your will to the will of God. Now, why is it a love that you surrender your will to the will of God? Because you don't have the strength to struggle. You don't have the time to suffer. Are we there? You don't have the time to suffer, so you are being called here on earth. You want to hand it over to God to take control. Then, Father, I submit my spirit. Carry me, they go. Are we there? Then carry me, they go. At that point, if you sincerely do that, then they begin to take care of you. In a flight, I think there is one they call first class and economy. Business and economy. Okay, business class is the one you eat whatever. First class is the first class. Or business class, the one you eat whatever you want. It's a buffet. So, do you want first class, business class, or economy? That word economy means things are economized. So where do you want to? Surrender your will to the will of God and God, relax. The only thing you do is whatever He tells you to, you do it. That's all. That's freedom. That's blessing. That's breakthrough. That's success. That's protection. That's abundant life. That is peace. That's everything you will ever need in life. But we refuse. Humanity refused to submit themselves to God. Then they continue struggling and suffering. Psalm 127. Please, this is the thin line between a free man and a slaved person. This is a thin line. A thin line. Ability to understand that the will of God supersedes all other things. But don't do it in a religious way, because religion will not explain to you what is the will of God. They press you and subject you to follow a will without explanation. That was why Christ came. The essence of Christ coming is to explain to us the will of God and demonstrate how to live the will of God. That's all. That's why He came. So, but religion will not demonstrate, they will not explain, but they will tell you to follow a will. So that's where the problem lies. So that's what we call the risk of obedience. Risk of obedience. Not knowing what to obey, not knowing who to obey. Because oftentimes, your obedience turns to problem after much obeying. Glory be to God. But if you should be patient enough, if men are not reliable, you allow experience to teach you. When experience teaches you, don't complain, don't murmur. Rejoice always in whatever you are passing through. Don't compromise when challenges come your way. Continue in that path over time without you compromising or going negative in feeling, in thoughts, in words, or in action. Heaven will come to minister to you. And that point of ministration, that is when you get everything cheap. Psalm 127, verse 1. Unless the Lord builds the house, they labor in vain. Who built it? Unless the Lord guards the city, the watchman stay awake in vain. So surrendering your will to the will of God is handing your building and your existence unto the will of God. Now, it was difficult before now. And the reason why it was difficult was because there was no good teacher. There was no teacher who was not selfish. But now we are available. Now, anyone, is so easy to submit your will to the will of God, because nobody is forcing you to believe anything. We give you guidance. Just like what I told the choir people yesterday. I said there is no problem of mankind on earth we have not solved. And there is no solution we have not proffered here on earth. And we are ready to ask anyone that has a problem or a challenge to come. We'll give you answer to it. But one thing that have refused to go, not that the solution has not been provided, but one thing that refused to go is hating one another, envying one another, gossiping one another, competing with one another. Now, upon that, it's not that the solution is not there, but those that are sick of such negative emotional diseases and virus, they don't want to take the tablets. They don't want to take the tablet to cure themselves of negative emotion, of anger, of malice, of hatred, of worry, of jealous. We have provided everything. But you can take a horse to the stream, but cannot force a horse to drink. So what we owe people is not to begin to look around, to look who is doing right and who is doing wrong. Our own duty is to ensure that we provide the answer for you, which we have done with explanation. Then if you want, you pick the drugs. If you don't, you die and go. Then those that are going to come to pick it and live and cure themselves of envy, of jealous, of hatred, of gossip, of malice, of worry, of anxiety, they will go with it. But I'm so grateful to God Almighty, because God has given us wisdom, and that wisdom He gave us is discovering that children are the leaders of tomorrow. Children are leaders of tomorrow, not adults. Adults are the failed leader of yesterday. Failed leader of yesterday. Just like in Nigeria, somebody of 81 years is becoming a president. yet there is nothing to write home about. And I tell the person, get out, let another person, you say, over my dead body. That is how it is in a different family that have eaten the poison of religion, the poison of ambition, the poison of self-will without consulting truths. So, in our understanding, we now say, okay, now, adults are abandoned property. Abandoned property. So the one we can refurbish, we refurbish. If we cannot refurbish, we know they will soon shed leaves. And when they shed leaves and go to face what they did to themselves, then we pick children that will be able to go incorruptibly. Because the 15th laws of truth say that truth has no alternative. So whosoever choose evil over good, chose evil over good, because he has never understood good. Please put it down. Whoever chose evil over good, chose smoking, alcohol, intoxicant over peace, did that because he has never seen peace. He has never seen good. He has never seen truth. So all those things that you see evil happening is by default, not by choice. It's by default, not by choice. It happened because desirable was not available. If desirable was not were to be available, nobody will ever choose evil over good. But because men are already adulterated, their will is 100% fighting the will of God. There is nothing you can do about that, because the person still have his own reasoning to contribute. It should have been this way, it should have been that way, it should have been this way, it should have been that way. That is the person's mindset. So what we have decided to do is to abandon them and allow them to be, and watch how children will play the game, discovering that children are the leaders of tomorrow. Every child that is trained with the teaching of the New Jerusalem, okay, effortlessly become incorruptible. We say this someday in our teaching. We say, many people, I don't know what come over me, I don't know what happened to me, I did what I supposed not to do, I spoke as I supposed not to speak, I fight as I supposed not to fight. Now, the question you will earnestly ask yourself, analogically, we say this someday. If you are an Igbo man and you have never been in Yoruba land and you don't hear Yoruba, you hear Yoruba but you don't understand Yoruba, and somebody give you 1 million naira and say speak Yoruba for 5 minutes, 1 million is I'm giving you, is a temptation now. Can you? You won't. Why? Yoruba is not in you. So this is how it's gonna be the children raised in the New Jerusalem. With 1 billion naira, they cannot commit sin, because it's not in their DNA. Society has never injected anything error in them. That people choose lie, evil, anger, and so as an alternative is because it's in them. It has not died. It's in them. But when it is not in you, it's a straightforward movement. You can't turn back, you can't turn left. Then, instead of accepting that there is a part of this that is still in me, you become defensive and offensive. Did you get it? You become defensive and offensive. Instead of accepting that, hey, naturally this is the way it's supposed to be. But I have chosen this path because there is a reservoir of negativity in me which arose because a general is always a general. Then you become defensive and offensive. Now, we have taught it. This freedom we are talking about has 3 steps you must take. One is uprooting what is already rooted in you. And that uprooting is not partial uprooting. It's 100% uprooting any virus, negative emotion, fear, anger, malice, false expectation, doubts, ignorance, religious belief that is in you. All of them, those things you carried as an adult before you came in contact with the teaching of the New Jerusalem, you must drain them. After draining them, the second step is what? Planting. Planting. I will tell you where it happens. When there is a virus in your phone, you take it to GSM Village. What do they tell you? We're going to flash this phone. We're going to flash it. If they flash it, do they give you the phone to go? When they flash it, right inside there, they have to reprogram it and put a new device in it. A new app and software in it. Then they give it to you. When they give you your phone, what did they tell you? Go and sin no more. Go and sin no more. That thing that made the virus to enter your phone, run away from it, avoid it. True of us? That's all. But we claim we are born again. We have accepted Christ. But you don't want to flash your heart. You don't want to uproot. You don't want to delete all the memories that is in your heart. Then you can, whatever you plant, claim to have received. If this is negative, let's look at it now. If what is inside of you is negative, what is rooted, is already rooted. What we are doing is uprooting. Then if what is rooted in you is negative, and what you planted is positive. Positive, negative gives us what? Negative. If your phone has a virus and you just go and delete an app, even the app that brought the virus into the phone, have you killed the phone? No. Have you cured the phone? No. It has already corrupted other files. So it needs to be uprooted. This, we, the spiritual scientists, were supposed to be teaching humanity and physical science, those who manufacture phone, all these things. But they are now teaching us. We are using them as a role model because of the failure of man to know their position in God by not living and willing their will to the will of God. So, after you make sure that there is no evil found in you, no longer in your memory or in your nerves or in your senses, then that is the time you are free to plant. Jesus also told Nicodemus, you need to flash this your hard drive. John chapter 3. In John chapter 3, you need to flash hard drives. Born again means a new software in an old phone. Are we there? A new software in an old phone, in a corrupt phone. You flash, you put a new software. That's why we say born again is a conscious change of attitude. Nothing changes in your body when you are born again. But a new spirit, a new thought is already imputed in you, then which is going to become your driver. You are no longer being driven by your old you. The new you is the Spirit of God in you. Then you take the lead and you ride on. Is it entering? Yeah. Called but not choosing. Called but not choosing. But what God used to strengthen it and educate me on that 27th October, is why he gave men free will. It is due of accountability, so that a man will be responsible for his action, and he, God, will stay away. And whosoever has the power and understanding to will his will to the will of God will have dominion over all creation. That's why he didn't give men fixed will and give them free will, is that as soon as they finish understanding the earth, they will be able to control every other creation that has a fixed will. If not that, you will have seen that a man would have been going in the bush to go and kill a monkey with AK-47, and the monkey is carrying Karashika. Why? Because monkey also has a free will. As man is planning, monkey also is strategizing and planning in their own kingdom. So leadership would have been a problem. Am I communicating with you? Yes. A man would go and pluck orange. The orange will go to the bush and stay. You come to your compound and say, I planted orange here. He will tell you, I am in Gosa. So you find out that if, am I communicating with you? If such free will is not given to only a man, there would have been a problem. Thank you. There will be chaos in the society. But God gave man free will. You will have kept your money, though money is not a part of creation, but kept it in a box. You want to go and pick it. It will go to another place and say, I don't want to be spent now. I don't want to be spent now. You keep your Christmas fowl. In the morning, we are going to kill you for the Christmas. You will say, no, I am busy. I'm busy. Come and give us the list of what you have spent on me. Why you want to kill me? Why? Because they have free will. You too have free will. But God deliberately left man with free will. But the danger now is that nobody is taking dominion of those things. Now, those things that have fixed will are the one now controlling human being instead of human being controlling them. Are we there? That a brother can kill a brother because of lands. A brother can kill a brother and poison a brother because of orange. A brother can kill a brother because of money. So that is what happens to Cain and Abel. A brother can hate a brother because of what? Material things, creature and creation, instead of having dominion over that. If Cain had known this, he would have continued in his profession and have himself corrected. But out of the fact that creature is now controlling that a man, then the opposite become the case. He decided to kill his brother. Do you understand that? Now, when you become in charge of your will, God is sweeter than honey. Any person can take anything out of you, take anything from you. You can never go into confrontation with anybody for material things. You know why? Because the origin is in you. An orange that grows does not go and run after a person who plucked the orange. You know why? Next year, you will still bring another one. Next year, you will still bring another one. So, to be in charge is willing your will to the will of God. If you don't do that, you continue demoting yourself. Why? Because in everything, you put your will first. In everything, you put yourself first. In everything, you put your will first. And when you start doing that, nature will leave you. You will no longer bear witness because you are even suspecting God. You are suspecting God because he can fail. He can fail. Glory be to God. Are we there? So that is the message we have today. What's the message today? Sorry? Called, but not choosing. Everybody is called. But who will wait patiently to be chosen? Watch. Now, after these second stage, what is the third stage? The third stage is watering. Watering. Now, this watering does not need action. It doesn't need action. At the point of watering, we say this someday, watering is just consciousness. Just be aware. Consciousness. Consciousness. Always be aware that you are a human being. Always be aware that God gave you a promise that he can never fail. Always be aware that nothing can go wrong in truth. Always be aware that when you do what you're supposed to do and get life right, life will bless you. Always be aware that when you obey, God will reward you. Always be aware that whatever a man soweth, that he will reap. So after doing all these two basic things, uprooting and planting, okay, the next thing is watering. The only way to water is consciousness. Become aware 100% that you have done what you're supposed to do as a child of God, and God will never deny you anything. Called, but not choosing. This is why so many are not choosing. How many times has it finished in your pockets? But you remind yourself that as a child of God, I have done something that qualifies me to be wealthy and to be rich. How often do you remind yourself? Consciousness. You start watering it. You start watering it. If you are not watering it, it will die. That thing which you planted will die. Now I go to extend it. That's why day in, day out, all what religion is doing is solving problem. Solving problem. Why? Because they continue uprooting. After uprooting, no planting. Now, how do you plant a new spirit? If I may ask, a new spirit, after uprooting somebody, how do you plant? Which categories in our teaching is this falling? Attitudinal deliverance. Uprooting is spiritual deliverance. Attitudinal deliverance is planting. You begin to teach, educate, begin to feed the person with the information. The person now begin to delete and uproot the old self and plant a new one. And upon that uprooting and planting, okay, then that is attitudinal deliverance. Attitudinal deliverance. Somebody is being reformed, somebody is being trained, somebody is being guided, then a point will come. You will now think of nothing. This is a thought stage, not action stage. Watering is a thought stage. Meditation. As soon as you can fence yourself up from there, you are good to go. Today in my office, somebody was asking me, why is it that many people, their gifts destroy them, and many don't have gifts, but when they work hard, they get gifted. And when they get gifted, at the end, their gift will destroy the person. I said, no. There is nobody on earth that doesn't have a gift. But what many people do not understand is that there is difference between gifts and talents. Gift and talents. There's difference between gifts and talents. Every person, that's what we say, called but not chosen. Every person born here on earth has a gift. You may ask me, remember, I say being born here on earth is a calling. Being born here on earth is a calling. Don't look for any other calling. Make right use of your being born here on earth. It's a calling on its own. So, as soon as you are born here on earth, a gift is given unto you, the gift of breath, the gift of sight, the gift of hearing, the gifts of walking, ability to walk, the gift of having memory. All these things are gifts given unto you, called but not choosing. All these things are gifts. Now God is waiting for you to know how to make use of your gift. That is when talent comes in. Talent is not a gift. Talent is not inborn. Talent, the component of talent, okay, is practice. Patience. Training. Consistency. Perseverance. Perseverance. Skill. This is a component of talent. Okay? Commitment, concentration, focus, dedication, and that. Then anyone can be talented if you obey these principles. Whatsoever you give your time, practice always, become patient over it, receive the training, have the skill, consist and persist, will reveal itself to you. Because we say, measure. What do we use to measure love? 3 things. Time, action, and attention. Attention. So whatsoever you love, the unit of love is this. So whatsoever you love, you give it your time, give it your attention, and give it your action. Following this principle, you become talented to it. you become talented to it. So you must know that being born here on earth is a calling. So that is the reason so many people who have talents use their talents to destroy themselves. The reason is because God factor is not in their talent. Because if a pagan follow all these processes, he will get the same results. If a murderer follow this principle, he will get the same results. But the difference is that he cannot control his will, because it is the will of man ruling over him in what he's doing. That is the reason many, under the process of developing their talents, they go into addiction, smoking, and all manner of things. Why? Because God factor is not there. Did you see it? So people are confusing this. Your gift is a destiny. Destiny. Your talent is the road that leads you to our destiny. The processes. Then you give it that name as talent, because God factor is there. Now, being a footballer, are you listening to me? Is it a gift? Being a footballer is not a gift. It's a talent. Then you ask me why. The reason is because by creation, God does not know anything football. So you can't go to the archive and memory of the universe and see football. Do you understand? Football was not in existence, okay, when God created the earth. So people who are playing football to perfection as a profession got it by true talent, not by gifts. So, knowing that you are called here on earth, now the question is, how do I survive this? You survive it by looking for whatsoever that is good, whatsoever your hand findeth doing. Do it with all your might, with all your soul, and with all your spirit, for there is no repentance in the grave. Then do it with all your might. That's all. That's why we keep on saying, a person who is a new Jerusalemite and armed himself with the teaching and explanation, you don't need a prophet. You can prophesy over your life. You don't need a prophet. Prophecy is, when you miss it, it becomes needful. Nobody can give me a prophecy that I'm going to be a successful man tomorrow. Nobody can give me a prophecy that I'm going to be rich. Nobody can give me a prophecy that I'm going to be a poor person tomorrow. It's not possible. Because it's like prophesying to an orange that by this time tomorrow you are going to be mango. Am I asking? Are you getting me? All right? But you can tell a corn that as they want to plant you, they are not planting you in a good soil. As they want to plant you, rain does not come. You see the circumstances we are overviewing? That's a prophecy. Rain does not come during December. You are becoming prophetic to the corn because of the knowledge and the truth you have. So if you do not plant in the dry season, why do you do evil with your hands and expect to get a good harvest and the results? Why do you not evil in your heart and think that by prayer God will answer you? Why will you have virus within you and claim to be a child of God? That is to say, your prayer point is like that corn. You are planting it in a wrong seed, in a wrong soil, and it will not bear fruit. Are we becoming aware and scientific of that? So, talents. A businessman does not need anything but make it your talent. It's a gift given unto you. Develop the principles, then you become successful. Hold on. This is the reason Christianity would have faded if not because we came. Why? The people who are not going to church, they develop their talent and follow this principle, they become successful. Then you who is uselessly, stupidly, ignorantly and religiously praying and shouting and going to mountain, you become poor. They start feeding you. They know that business success depends on what? On principles, on talent. But the difference between them and us is that when they gather those money, there are challenges, there are sicknesses that are going to come. Money cannot buy. Money cannot buy peace of mind. Money cannot buy rest. Instead, it buys more confusion when you don't have God factor in it. So why people follow us and must follow us is because we have it all. Not just because you are taught on the principles of getting money, or the spirit given to you makes money. The joy of it is that you make it with peace of mind and assurance forever. Okay? Now, this is where people who are Christians practicing Christianity with blindness as religion, they got it wrong. Because somebody will pull out from a church, follow the principle, and become richer than you, who spend time praying and fasting. He's following the principle. He's not interested in the gift. He follows the principles, he bears fruit. The peace of mind, the gift of life, is none of his business. God factor is not there. Is the question answered? So talent is different from gifts. Gift is that in which you come from heaven with into this world. John chapter 1 verse 9. So every man born here on earth has a gift. But the title today says called but not choosing. Everybody is called here on earth, but you are struggling, suffering, because you are not choosing. And why you are not choosing is because of the abuse of the free will given unto you. Because the free will given to you is what God says. It is tool of accountability. That a man uses the free will to promote or demote himself. That those that will their will according to the will of God or to the will of God have everything on earth free without a price. So it's a journey we owe ourselves and must try as much as we can that we submit and surrender every of our will to God Almighty. At that point, everything becomes yours. You inherit all things. It doesn't need your efforts. It just needs sit down, be at rest. Even if you are doing anything, you do it with peace and contentment. You see it running. But as you are called, you are not choosing. Anything you do must be based on effort. And when you stop doing, you start losing. If you want to understand what I'm saying, ask a driver. A taxi driver, if he stops work 2 days, he will borrow money the next day. Not that he's not getting money. Okay? But that money is not well arranged. And he has a false expectation that as soon as he enters road, he will make more money. So he will not make provision for anything for savings. So that is how it is to a man who uses efforts to try to succeed here on earth. It's not possible. It's not sustainable. It's not possible. It's not sustainable. Will your will to the will of God. Then God will will you to your destiny. That's the first thing. Total surrender. Then you rest and everything goes because of that will of God. Because to a large extent, when you will yourself to the will of God, to greatest extent, God does not make mistakes. So if your will is according to the will of God, God himself, then you too cannot make mistake. You become a full representative of God. Let's read. Praise the Lord. Do we understand it? That was the true light. This is the gift, which gives light to every man coming into the world. Every man. Each person is stamped with a gift as you are coming into the world. Stamped with a gift. So there are so many things on earth now which is no longer a gift, okay, but talents. Somebody knows how to dance now. Why is dancing not a talent? I mean, not a gift. Who can tell me? Yeah. Why is dancing not a gift? Dancing is not a gift, because it doesn't solve any problem. It's not productive. It's not creative. It's not transferable. Football, the same thing, all right? Because it is not transferable and it doesn't change any life. If not because society have been corrupt to believe in money. We said it. Every entertainment industry has demonic origin. Every entertainment industry has demonic origin. Why? Because there are certain things in God that will entertain you more than the one that is today existing. There are so many things to entertain. But before we came, there was no variety in truths. So, when you want to relax, you relax in error. It's like somebody resting in anthill and saying, lying in anthill, and you ask the person, what are you doing? He say, I am resting. No. It used to be like that before the coming of the New Jerusalem. So there are so many things now that can keep you busy and entertain you, yet it is additive and it promotes future. Am I communicating with you? All right. So this is where we are. If you are able to do this assignment, you are done. Let's go to the book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 17, chapter 2, verse 10, chapter 3, verse 20. He who has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says to the churches. To him who overcomes, I will give some of the hidden manna to eat. And I will give him a white stone, and on the stone a new name written, which no one knows except him who receives it. A clap offering? A clap offering. That is what he's saying. Free will. When you control your will, right according to the will of God, go and sleep. Any day they give you that document, even if it is sand or shit you are packing, you are going right there to become a billionaire. Why? There is a power supporting you, guiding you. Experience is speaking. That means you are choosing. And upon that being chosen, do you people know what it means to be a representative of God here on earth? Do you think it is not attainable? When you think good, speak good, and do good consciously, you become a representative of God. Whatsoever you put hand on, you see it working progressively. Then when you get blocked, God will bring vision to you, bring dreams to you, and guide you on a perfect way. But you can't access God because your will is still fighting the will of God. You have not completely submitted. So that's what God was teaching me that 27th and saying it is tool of accountability so that men will take responsibility of their action. No longer him, but I should go and reveal the mystery. That is the reason he decided to give a man free will so that he wouldn't bother himself. A man will use it to promote or demote yourself based on action you take in life. So those that fail are those that made wrong choices. Then those that succeeded in life are those that made right choices. That is today we have it as a bait for real and for eternity. No child who is obedient. That's the clause. That is the clause. The child that is obedient here, that can be wayward, that can fail in life, and that can die untimely. That can be poor. If you are willing and obedient, you must eat the good fruit of the land. And bring any child from anywhere. Okay? No matter what follows the child, as long as the child is obedient, we must transform the child. Because the chip is complete. The software is complete. If immediately the child comes, we socket the software in that child. You become Carigo. It is in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 36, verse 26 to 28. It's there. I'm telling you where my authority and the power is coming from. Let's see it, in case you do not know. Because physical scientists has gone very far. When a scientist see a motor car and tell you I can repair it, I can fix it, do you doubt him? He knows what to change if you are willing and obedient to spend on that car. Willing and obedient to spend on that car. The same thing applicable here. If a child is willing and obedient, we'll fix the child. We are spiritual engineers who engineer human mind. Let's go. Let's go. Software is changing the mind of a person. That's why we refuse to yield to the adults. I will give you a new heart and put a new spirit within you. I will take the heart of stone, stubborn heart, religious heart, ignorant heart, prideful heart, wicked heart out of your flesh and give you a heart of flesh. Let's go. I will put my spirit within you and cause you. What interests me most in this verse is cause you. So you are automated when the software is socketed in you. I will put my spirit within you and cause you to walk in my statutes. and you will keep my judgments and do them. No longer by human efforts, no longer by lakabadosh, no longer by fasting or speaking in tongues, no longer by midnight prayer, no longer by back to sender, but it is me, God, that will cause you to obey the statutes. I have been choosing that your will to the will of God. That's all. That's all. All things. Then, each time you want to do your will, you are doing what? You are being demoted. They will not tell you. It's just like if you don't have network and somebody withdraw money from your account, or you withdraw money from your account. Do you receive alert? You will receive alert. But that you did not receive alert does not mean that you are not debited. You have already been debited. But you don't have network to receive alert. So many people have already been demoted. So many people have already gone out of the network of heavens. So many people are no longer a part of divinity. But because there is no network in them, okay, there is no network in them, they don't know that they are off the network. Then, when suddenly that alert comes, you find out that you don't even have any money again in your accounts. Glory be to God. I'll cause you to obey my will. So the duty of us here, as children of God, as New Jerusalemites, is to give you all information you need about God, about good life, about perfect life, okay, with explanation. If you follow it, it's up to you. If you disobey it, it's up to you. Servant has done his parts. Mathematics, they call it QED. Quod erat demonstrandum. I have done what you asked me to do. That's my assignment. The only way I owe you is if you bring any question and I didn't provide solution, or bring any problem and I didn't bring explanation to it, then that's where I'm in debt. But me chasing you around, whether you are obeying the teaching or not, no. I'm too big for that. Because there is a master that is always there following you, marking you, promoting you, or demoting you. Let's go to the book of Revelation again. Chapter 2, verse 10. Called, but not choosing. Do not fear any of those things which you are about to suffer. That's the first journey. When you are called, the first journey is attack. But truth does not have fun at the beginning. Have it at the back of your mind. That to a large extent, those that pull you down don't even know they are pulling you down. They just need their selfishness to be expressed. Are we there? Haven't you seen even mothers sometimes stop a person from fulfilling his destiny, a child from fulfilling his destiny? True of us? Is that true of us? Yeah, a mother can fulfill a child, deny a child from fulfilling his destiny. What is that? Selfish love. Love that is not universal. I want to do this. Don't do it. You are the only son. I want to go this way. Don't do it. I'm the only son. Then you have become afraid of doing what you're supposed to do or taking a risk because of your mother. Okay? At the end of the day, you find out that you have missed what you have gotten right. This is mostly on girls Many people have married whom they're supposed not to marry because of their mother. Many people have married when they were not supposed to marry because of their mother. Are we getting it? So, that is what I'm saying. Even those that pull you down don't know. They are innocent. So that is the reason you must be alert. You must be conscious. And your consciousness should not drop 1 bar from 100%. Shouldn't drop 1 bar from 100%. You must be alert and conscious to water what you have planted and allow them to grow and germinate, because you have done your uprooting. Glory be to God. So he said, do not fear any of those things which you are about to suffer. Indeed, the devil, your family, your relatives, friends, social media, is about to throw some of you into confusion, that you may be tested, and you will have tribulation 10 days before the maturity of your dream and visions. Be faithful unto death. Equity, 100%. No retreat, no surrender. And I will give you the crown of life. A clap offering. The other one say white stone. This one is saying crown of life. Revelation chapter 3 verse 20. Many of you, when a little challenge comes, you start confessing negatively. You don't know that it is written, you will be tempted and tried. Your own 10 days can be 10 years. It can be 13, can be 20, depending on what they apportion to you. It's not specific. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If anyone hear my voice and open the door, I will come in to him and dine with him and he with me. So this is the realm where you begin to fellowship with God, because you have opened that portal. Let's go. To him who overcomes, underline that word, overcomes. Finally, I was able to make it. Overcomes, I will grant to sit with me on my throne, as I also overcame and sat down with my Father on his throne. Glory be to God. Glory be to God. Life made easy. Life made easy. People were to be pitied before now. And the reason why you are to pity people was because there are people who sincerely want to do good, but they do not have who will guide them to do good. But today, tell me anyone who has excuse to fail. Who has excuse to fail here? Okay? So everything is there, but your will must be 100% subject to the will of God. Luke chapter 22 verse 42. Watch. There you will see the end of what we have been explaining. Luke chapter 22 verse 42. Start from verse 41. Start from 41. 41. And he was withdrawn from them about a stone's throw, and he knelt down and prayed. Let's see. Saying, Father, if it is your will, take this cup away from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but yours be done. Are we there? Yeah. Not my will, but yours be done. This tells you that there are two wills. Your own will and the will of God. So any day you are looking for your will, count yourself out from God's presence. But when you allow the will of God to take control, that's all. Luke chapter 4. Let's start from verse 4. Or start from verse, let's start from verse 10. It's an old story. Start from verse 9. It's an old story, every of you know, but there is something I want to pick there. Luke chapter 4. Then he brought Jesus to Jerusalem, set him on the pinnacle of the temple, and said to him, if you are the Son of God, throw yourself down from here. Let's go. Verse 10. For it is written, he shall give his angels charge over you to keep. You know the psalm you quoted for Jesus? Psalm 91 verse 11. Satan is quoting Bible to the one whom Bible was written for. So there are certain suggestions and corrections. All right? If you don't interpret it well, you find out that you are being asked to jump down from the pinnacle. Do you understand what I'm saying? Jump down from the pinnacle. That's the reason the greatest gift given to mankind is the coming of the laws of truth. The greatest gift on earth and forever will be is the coming of the laws of truth, because laws of truth is a ruler that you use to measure your action, to judge whether something is according to the will of God or according to the will of man. So when you have it within you, you can never make mistakes using the law. Praise the Lord. Are we there? Let's go. And in their hands they shall bear you up, lest you dash your foot against a stone. Let's go to the next verse. Watch. And Jesus answered and said to him, it has been said, you shall not tempt the Lord your God. Did you understand it? Verse 13, watch. Now, when the devil had ended every temptation, clap for Jesus. Watch again. Now, when the devil had ended every temptation, he departed from him until an opportune time. What is that opportune time? When there is any leakage or loophole. But the most important thing is that, let's see. When the devil had ended every temptation, he departed from him until an opportune time. Let's see the next verse, verse 14. Then Jesus returned in the power of the Spirit to Galilee, and news of him went out through all the surrounding region. Now, if he has failed, will his news spread? Matthew chapter 4, verse 13. And leaving Nazareth, he came and dwelt in Capernaum, which is the sea in the region of Zebulun and Naphtali. So the reign of Jesus began after he overcame. So many of you, Satan is indoor, buffeting you, feeding you, feeding you, feeding you. You don't know that that is where your strength lies. If you overcome it, you'll be pronounced all over the world. If you don't overcome it and surrender, you'll be stamped. Satan will just be, okay, yes, the case is settled. We have won this person. Now they will sideline you and abandon you. But in your persistence, are we there? In your persistence, when you are done, heaven will announce you. You know why God does not announce you so quick? I'm asking. The reason is because whoever have seen you have seen God. So you need to be intensively, extensively, and thoroughly prepared. Many were called, but few were chosen. And today's message is what? Called, but not chosen. So today, we have come to the understanding, I'm telling you, any of you taking your bets for granted, you are fooling yourself. Bet, being born here on earth is a calling. What did book of Hebrews chapter 5 verse 8 say? He said, though he was a son. So from birth, Christ was a son. The same thing applies to you. He told Jeremiah before you were born, I know thee. I called you a prophet in your mother's womb. So many people have lost their identity. And that is the reason they are not choosing. To feed yourself, a problem. To feed other people, a problem. To have peace, a problem. To sleep at night, a problem. Then, when you look around and all these things are not obtainable, you start looking for whom to pull down and to fall. Take it from me. No busy mind and no busy person in good has time for evil. And because people have not known how to make use of their time, that is the reason many engage in evil activities. So if you want to be chosen, make right use of your free will. We have explained it before now. We have what we call what? Freedom. Freedom and freedom. Freedom. The other one is one single O. The other one is double O. People who are free in error and people who are free in God. Freedom, people who are free in God. Here is people who are free in error. They continue gallivanting. But I'm telling you people, please wake up. The success of a righteous man is a judgment unto the unrighteous. Let's be on our feet. Yes. So if you want to judge the unrighteous, don't fight them because they are fighters. They are fights. Don't hate them. They are haters. They have been in the business of hating before you came. Don't gossip them. It's their nature. Don't fight them. They are fights. Don't gossip them. They have been there. When darkness fights darkness, the first in darkness win. So if you just want to start learning how to gossip because somebody gossiped against you, okay? Then the person who was before you came will rule over you. If you want to hate because somebody hated you, the person whose hating has become his handwork will win you. There is no way you are going to succeed hating, because the person has been there before you came. So when darkness fights darkness, the force in darkness win. So your duty is not to fight Satan. Your duty is to live where Satan does not come to, cannot come to. And the only place to do that is to live in light. Are we there? You are in the church fighting shrine. You have retaliated. A prayer of a sinner, God here, is only one prayer.